So I figured for tonight's, considering I did 5 teams, I might as well complete. I might as well complete the setup with 6, as I don't think I'll ever get this moment ever again. But for this one, we're going to talk about the rest of the Miami Dolphins draft. Draft picks for 2024. The 2024 NFL draft has completely finished. A couple of days ago, I've talked about the first round pick of Chop Robinson already, so we don't have to go through that again up in detail. For this one, we're going to talk about the rest of the draft picks, as we're going to start off with round 2, because like I said, we already did round 1, and that was Chop Robinson. We already talked about how he got sacks in this one, in his time with Penn State and Maryland. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start off with Patrick Poole. He has been drafted in the second round in 23rd pick, which is 55 overall pick. Patrick Poole is a offensive tackle from the left side. He has been a first team All-American athlete, so AAC, started most, if not all, for those seasons with 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023. First team All Athletic Conference. And brother plays for Tulsa at this very moment. He was a 7th round pick by the Commander. So he is the younger brother of that Paul. Now, the fact that he is the first team All Athletic Conference player, 3 straight seasons, is something that we can definitely take measure from the offensive guarding. And I think, to me, with 331 pounds, 6'7", I think it's a pretty good pick. And speaking of the next pretty good pick, in the 4th round, because we don't have any more picks in the 3rd, which I thought, but it turns out it's a 4th. And this was a trade. It was kind of like a 3-way trade from the Steelers and the Eagles. So we end up getting this pick, the 20th pick in the 4th round, which is the 120th overall. And the Dolphins select Jalen Wright from Tennessee. My goodness. I think with this pick, I think it's a really good pick. He's one of the fastest running backs in NCAA. And, we have Devon Achane from Texas A&M from last season. We got Raheem Mostert, who had a monster season last season. And we're adding the running back depth with Jalen Wright, with how speed he can. In 2021, he played 9 games as a reserve. And by the way, I'm reading this to MiamiDolphins.com. So all credits to them. So in 2021, played in 9 games as a reserve, 85, 409, 4-8. 4 rushing touchdowns with 6 for 27 receiving. 2022 led the team with 875 rushing yards, 140 carries, 6 yards per game, and 10 touchdowns all season. Played all 13 games as a reserve, 2-8 receiving. Awesome. 2023 led the team with a whopping 1,013 rushing yards with 137 carries. That is ranked second in FBS with 7.4 yards per carry. That is ludicrous, ladies and gentlemen, ludicrous. He started all 20. He started all 12 games with 22, 141, 6.4 receiving. Ludicrous. The Dolphins got a good draft pick there. With the 5th pick, they drafted another edge. It's Muhammad Kamara, 6'1", 248 pounds. 2019 played 9 games with 22 tackles, with the forced fumble. 2020 played all 4 games. I think that was a shortened season with 21 tackles. Although I think the 4 games is inaccurate. But he has 21 tackles with 1.5 sack. Pretty good. 2021 season, played all 12 games, 36 tackles, 9.5 TFL, which is, I think it's fumble, I believe. I could be wrong. But either way, with 7.5 sacks. That's awesome. 2022. Second team All Mountain West Conference. Led the team with 16 TFL. I think it's forced tackle. I could be wrong. With, oh my goodness, with 8.5 sacks, played all 12 games, 44 tackles, 2 forced fumbles. There we go. That's it. That's it right there. And 2023 Mountain West Conference Defensive Player of the Year. Led the tackles with 17 TFL. Tied for third in the FBS with 13 sacks. Team captain, played all 12 games, 56 tackles, and 2 forced fumbles. Brother of Amara played defensive left at Temple. 6th round, got the draft trade from the Bears. They got Malik Washington from Virginia. Some folks don't like this pick. I kind of like it. If we're adding some backup young talent and a fast guy, I think this is a good guy to get. 2019 from Northwestern. Throughout the time with Northwestern, then eventually transferring to Virginia. With Northwestern, with 2019, he played 11 games as a reserve. Played 5 games as a reserve with 10.2 receiving. 2021, played all 12 games with 7 starts, 44 with 578 yards. 2 touchdown passes with this one. He finally gets his first touchdown catch right there. And 2022 led the team with 65 receptions, 694 receiving yards, 10.7 per catch, and a touchdown. Played all 12 games with 1.8 rushing. So he can do some rush plays, kind of like how Tyreek Hill does it, Cedric Wilson. And in 2023 with Virginia, 2nd team Associated Press, All-American, 1st team All-ACC, led the FBS with school record 110 receptions, ranked 4th with the school record with 1,426 receiving yards. So Virginia gave him a chance, and he pulled through. Despite Virginia not being a pretty good team, he makes a big impact on the offense for Virginia Cavaliers. It's amazing to see. And he's 9th with 1,706 with all-purpose yards. Led the team with 9 receiving touchdowns. Played all 12 games with 11 starts. And it's pretty awesome. Another 6th round pick is Patrick McMorris. And he's a safety. He's a safety here. And they're not giving him any. Information on Patrick McMorris. All right. Well, it's time to look through his page, and looks like there's nothing. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to search up his name. Patrick McMorris. There we go. All right, so we're going to take a look at this right here. The Miami Dolphins and Eric Rowe, Brandon Jones. We're not going to talk about that. Blah, blah, blah. All right. Most likely no starter. Usually, aside from Holland Poyer, the only safety on the roster was Elijah Campbell, former waiver. Well, we don't talk about that. McMorris is a physical safety with the requisite size. And by the way, before I continue, I want to take credit where I don't want to take credit. But I want to credit DolphinsWire.usatoday.com. I'm reading this off there. So that's where I'm going to say, no, I'm not plagiarizing. I'm crediting where I'm reading this off from. So credit to that user who is from the website. So credits to the guy who wrote this article. So I'm reading this off, and he's put, McMorris is a physical safety with the requisite size, 6 feet, 207 pounds, and intelligence to play the position, while his propensity for missed tackles and his lack of burst and speed are concerning. McMorris is well positioned to make the 53-man roster as a backup for Jordan Poyer. Or Brandon Poyer, I forgot his name. His path will awfully challenge if he doesn't prove himself. So looks like we got some doubts in this guy. So either way, I think they're ashamed of not putting his stats up there. So maybe that's why they don't like the pick. And the 7th round pick, with the 21st pick, 241 overall, you got Taj Washington, wide receiver. That's the last pick of the Miami Dolphins has picked in the draft. He is from USC, and I kind of saw him play. When I was at USC about 6 months ago. So I know a thing or two about that. So in his time in Memphis, he's a redshirted, played 4 games of reserve, 2020 freshman All-American, played 11 games with 10 starts, 743 with 6 touchdowns receiving. He has some touchdown rushing, and then goes to USC, played all 12 games with 11 starts, with 54 catches, 602 yards, 11.2 touchdown receiving, 721 of that. Honorable mention, all Pac-12 conference with 14 games played with 11 starts, 50 catches, 785 yards, 6 touchdown receivings. In 2023, also honorable mention, all Pac-12 conference, led the team with 59 receptions, 1,062 receiving yards, 18 per catch, 18 touchdown passes, played in all 13 games with 8 starts. So, to recap, Dolphins' first round pick is Chop Robinson. Second round pick is Patrick Paul. Fourth round pick is Jalen Wright. Fifth round pick is Muhammad Kamara. Sixth round picks is Malik Washington and Patrick McMorris. And the seventh round pick is Taj Washington. So that is the Dolphins draft pick of this year, as we look for the schedule coming up pretty soon. Anyway, guys, there you go. That's going to do it for this video. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe for content, because Miami TVG guys are back. And when he does, hit me right there with the fear and you deserve. This is Miami TVG sign off, folks. Good night.